Happy Vlogmas Day 11. Nash and I are trying to beat the rain right now. It is like eerily dark for this time of day. I think it's like 7 o'clock or something like that. We hear thunder overhead, so we're just trying to walk as fast as his little legs can so that he gets some exercise today, because I want to say it's supposed to rain all day, but we'll see. Ooh, the lighting just changed. Now you can see the pretty sky. We're off to run. I've got my rain jacket on in preparation. We can do it. Okay, very strange. The mailman just whizzed down the street at 7 a.m. They don't usually come until late afternoon. I'm so confused, but we're super tight. He knows Nash, and so he just gave us a little honk. And I felt kind of cool that the mailman knows us. We made it back from our walk with no raindrops. So Brian did a great job getting the house all ready. And we were just listening to the new Taylor Swift album. So now I need to go try to get this next Vlogmas uploaded. It's always dark everywhere I try to walk with this phone. And today I actually have, I'm so thrown off. I was just thinking it was Thursday and it's Friday. Don't have that many work calls today, which is great. And I did pass that really hard training that I was trying to do at the end of last week and / early this week. So all around, great week. Awesome. Woke up, my knee feels great after 3 Peloton rides this week. So I think the key is keep that thing moving, keep exercising it. I'm just all around in a really great mood. I just got truly ready for the first time in a while because I have a presentation at work today. But when I was putting on perfume, I realized I never shared with you the latest Maggie'sTwoCents. Now, I was planning to do like a November, December, January video, but I realized that's kind of weird. So here's my take on the latest Maggie'sTwoCents. So we had Moonlight Petal from October, Desert Nights from November, and Frosted Cherry from December. Of the 3, you've heard me talk about Moonlight Petal a million times. This is definitely my favorite. And you can see that I've used up about half of it, and I've only had it for, since October. Now, Desert Nights, and it is described as mysterious. I would agree with that. So it has saffron flower, jasmine, and ambrox, or ambrox. I don't exactly know how to pronounce that. And it says that you're supposed to layer it with arrow and isle. So typically I like scents like this. It's really hard for me to place what this smells like, but it smells like something that I've smelled before. Also, the label on it is all wonky. I don't know why that happened, but it almost smells like scented feminine products. I don't mean that in a bad way. That's just like kind of the vibe that I get from it. And then Frosted Cherry over here, it's described as nostalgic 100% because it smells like the cherry perfumes of your childhood. It's cherry, magnolia, and vanilla. You get a ton of the cherry scent, not so much the magnolia. And I do smell a little bit of the vanilla, but it says that you layer this with arrow and meadow, and these are 2 scents that I don't own, if that tells you anything. And typically that's my indicator for if I'll like it or not, but I own Isle, so that kind of explains why I like these a little bit more than I like this one. Anyway, I thought that the packaging was very festive and cute, kind of like a sweater. Moonlight Petal of this little roundup definitely wins, and I'm pretty sure that this is still available. Bubs. He is so excited because we are having grilled cheese with 3 different types of cheeses. Now, don't worry, we're probably not going to eat all this. We just chopped up all the cheese that we had. It was like a white cheddar, a yellow sharp cheddar, and then this Kerrygold Irish Dubliner cheddar. And then we also really like this Rayo's Italian style slow simmered tomato basil soup. We find that one of these jars is plenty if we're having grilled cheese with it. We're just going to show you how we make our grilled cheeses. Next up, we put butter in this pan. And then we also put mayonnaise on the outside of all of the bread. Yes, mayonnaise, because this crisps up and provides really, really good flavor to your grilled cheese. So then I'm just gonna spread out this butter with the bread and put it mayo side down and start letting those get all crispy in the butter. And now it's time for us to lay our cheese down. I have at least 1 of each type of cheese on mine. Brian really prefers this one, so I'm gonna make his with a little more of that. All right, so cheese is on. Since I already hear the other part sizzling and you can see the butter getting all bubbly, I put the other piece of bread on, and I'm about to flip and then hope that this melts nicely without burning. The finished product. And of course we had to add our red pepper flakes to the tomato soup because we add red pepper flakes to everything. I also did something a little bit different this time in that I sprinkled some garlic powder on the outside of the bread just because I thought that would be delicious. Nash disappears to our room all the time to sleep during the day, and I don't like it. Makes me sad that he's not with us. So I like to come in here and snuggle with him in the middle of the day sometimes. Right, buddy? Yeah. I thought about filming an entire declutter video because this is getting a little out of control, but I'm honestly not gonna get rid of a lot. So instead of doing an entire video, I just figured I would take you along in Vlogmas and we'll do this really quickly. We are gonna start here. This is probably my most used drawer, and this actually goes in this bottom organizer down here. So I cleaned up around it, so now I only have two things, which is like that little tanning mitt right there and the Q-tips. So in the top, this is where I keep all of my everyday hair products. So these are the heat protectant kind of things. Hairspray. This is what I like to spray over my makeup. This is just like a rose spray. It's not actually a setting spray, but it works great just to make things look less powdery. Dry shampoos. Both of these are open because I got so excited when this came in. And then this is the actual tanning stuff from Tanceuticals. And then this is kind of like a bee curly thing. I had this idea that my hair was curly at one point, and I don't really think it is. And then I have the charger for my Clarisonic, and since I use that occasionally, that's going in the back. A makeup eraser, these kind of scary foot peel masks that I still haven't had the guts to try. And then in here are just my smaller bottles to keep them separate. So I have this dry conditioner I need to use up, this volume spray that I just got, and then back here, this is like the face tanning stuff, and then the foot cream because I use these less often, and then my flamingo razor. That's a total backup because y'all know my thoughts. This is the bottom drawer of that organizer, and I keep masks in this little basket. This is just like a de-stress gel, and this is a de-stress oil for your muscles. And replacement Clarisonic heads. These are just little ponytail holders, bath salts, and then this is that deep conditioning mask that I just got, and then this is some type of like cleanser scrub kind of thing that I want to use soon. So this is going to go in the bottom. So now that looks all nice and neat. This is everything else that got removed from those organizers. These are all travel size products, and I have a totally separate area for travel size. So these are all gonna go. These I consider backups because I already have a dry shampoo, a scrub, a cleanser, and a sunscreen right now. So these are going in the backup bin. And then this is everything that has expired. And I've had some of these things for like 4+ years. So that's a little embarrassing. So all of that will be thrown away because it's just not good for me. All of this will be recycled. And that was a pretty good little clean out, rearrange situation. I keep this organized for me. So no real changes there, but I do love this organizer that you can get on Amazon. I think that it really creates a lot of space and holds a lot. And it can hold really weighty things. Like there's 4 full-size perfumes on here. All right, you have the makings of a Holiday Margarita that we're making. It calls for 1 cup of tequila, and she specifically said Casamigos, and we just happen to have it. 1/4 cup of Cointreau, a teaspoon of egg whites because we're gonna make it really frothy, 1/2 cup of pomegranate juice, some simple syrup I think is thrown in there, and potentially some limes. Hopefully we can get that from these 3 kind of dry limes. Meanwhile, we were out of simple syrup, so Brian's whipping some up for us. This recipe calls for 1/2 cup of simple syrup, but Brian opted to double it so that we could have the leftovers for later.
Never know when you're gonna need some.
And you just put in legitimately 1 cup of water to 1 cup of sugar, and you melt it down, and it really doesn't take long. And so that is how you make simple syrup. Was it worth it? It's good. It's not as sweet as I was thinking at all. And I haven't had my annual pomegranate. I typically like to eat pomegranates in the winter. And so I just forgot that it wasn't super sweet. I kind of described it as earthy, but very good. And I'm kind of sad. I went to the grocery store specifically looking for the salt that she uses. In general, I do not like salt on my margarita. Neither of us do, but she had one that was described as salty, sweet, and spicy, like all in one. And I thought that that would have been really good. They didn't have it, so I did end up getting this fancy salt that our friends Ashley and Jordan told us about because she makes the world's best cookies, legitimately. They are like the size of your head, but she tops them with this salt. And so, I don't know.
It's like the size of your hand.
This salt's the size of your hand?
Like little salt bits, they're massive.
Yeah, they are really big. You can actually like see the pyramids of salt with this salt. So we thought it would be like a fun, fancy finishing salt. And you get this whole box for $5. Anyway, we are gonna make some potato soup. So we gotta go because we have a lot of potatoes to wash and cut. We are making one of our favorite potato soup recipes, and it is involving the Instant Pot, which I feel like I need to get better about using more, but when I use it, I'm always so impressed with it. So it does have a saute setting, which is what these onions and the garlic are on now. So those will cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. Sweet Brian washed all of the potatoes and is peeling them, which are two of my least favorite kitchen activities. Look at him. That's very sweet. So then we're gonna add in the potatoes and some other accoutrements, and then it'll get to cooking. And it really doesn't take long to cook. And y'all all know the potatoes typically take forever to cook. Like you have to boil them and get them soft and then mash them or whatever. But no, you don't have to use an immersion blender. You don't have to do anything when you cook it in the Instant Pot. And we love this recipe. This recipe also calls for bacon. And if you're not cooking your bacon in the oven, today is the day that you start. Nash is looking up something. So put the bacon on a cookie tree. What? You put the bacon on a cookie sheet and then put it in a cold oven. So ooh, that was terrible. No preheating required. Just stick it in, I promise. And then bake it on 400 for 20 minutes. And it will turn out perfectly crispy. Now, you have to like crispy bacon. Decrease the time if you don't, but man, oh man, no splatters, no mess, no nothing, and it comes out perfect every time. All of the pressure has been released and the top is off, and this is what it looks like now, which I know doesn't look like much. All of these potatoes are fork tender, as you can see. So that cooked really quickly, 10 minutes, but I made this little flour milk slurry on the side, which the flour is still a little bit chunky, which is uncharacteristic. I think that the milk was just too cold. So I am going to pour this into the mixture as well as this cheese. This again is just chopped up from what we had in our grilled cheese earlier. And that's all that's left. I'll just stir this up. It'll all break up. The bacon is looking really good. It's kind of resting over here. And I always tilt my baking pan so that the grease goes all in one place and drains away from the bacon. So that's why my little oven mitt is still here holding my pan for me. Final beautiful potato soup product for this perfect little cold rainy night. I was trying to film me and baby, but then he decided to just completely lay down. But the soup was so good, so comforting, just like we thought it would be. And I think that the plan is to watch the animated Grinch because Brian is a big fan of that movie. We love the soundtrack to that, by the way. The first time we ever saw that movie in theaters, we were like, okay, all right. Long story short, I have the phone flipped the opposite direction, so I have to look in the opposite direction to actually get into the camera. And so I keep looking at like the end of my phone. That is incorrect. Anyway, all right, we will circle back once we've settled in for the Grinch. Happy Vlogmas Day 12. Fresh out of the bed. Yesterday, went to the grocery store to get some ingredients for that holiday cocktail. And while I was there, there was this local company that was selling their cinnamon rolls. And I looked at the label and everything. There's no like partially hydrogenated oils. There's none of the like crazy trans fats or anything. And so, I don't know. I feel like we should be supporting local people, and who doesn't love a good cinnamon roll on a Saturday morning? So yesterday was super warm, unseasonably warm, and we had bad storms. And today we woke up and it is like back down to, I think it's 40 degrees today. And so it's nice and cold. So I'm gonna try to get those cinnamon rolls in the oven for when Brian and Nash get back from their walk. These little Roro's cinnamon rolls. Look at her, how cute. Look, her company began in 2011 using her grandmother's recipes. And if you look at it, these are all real ingredients. Check that out. It says that we're supposed to thaw these on the counter for an hour, but I don't know if we necessarily have that patience. Oh, look. No time to thaw. Remove packaging and plastic lid. Cover rolls lightly with aluminum foil and warm at 350 for 30 minutes. Let's do it. Okay, we have these photo ornaments that I have yet to fill. And so I thought, oh, I'll just print them at home. We have a printer and we do, and they look good, but why are they so green? We can't figure out what's wrong with the color. But basically we have 2020 ornaments. So we got married and we got Nash. Also, I mentioned that my parents came over the other day, and that was to give us our 12 days of Christmas. Oh, you got your greenie weenie? Good job. I don't think we're gonna be able to open in here, but we can try. So 12 Days of Christmas, what this is, my grandmother used to do this tradition, and she would get little toys for all of her grandchildren leading up to December the 24th or the 25th, just depending on when you decide to open. My grandmother stopped that long ago because all of the grandchildren grew up. Plus, there were just too many of us and it got really expensive. So now my mom has taken on this tradition for us this year, and Brian's included for the first time. We're gonna pick our presents and show you what we got. Did you already pick yours?
I put it back. Sorry, I gotta deal with little homie.
I feel like I know what that is.
How would you know what that is?
It feels like popcorn.
Then why would you not open the thing that you already know what it is versus just having?
Because I want a surprise today.
So you want a surprise tomorrow?
Let's do it. I got a gluten-free bar in the flavor of peanut butter.
I got popcorn. Look at that.
Is that Himalayan
sea salt or pink salt?
Yum.
Excellent afternoon treat.
I am really bad about sharing with y'all the finished product of anything. So here is our, 1/3 left of cinnamon rolls, but they were really, really good. Brian had like 4 of them. So that obviously means they were great.
I'm growing.
That was a really nice treat. And so now I'm drinking out of my little Mary Poppins mug, and I'm watching Jessica. It's a good morning. I'm gonna try this 30-minute boot camp. It's the core boot camp. And as you can see, if you scroll down, I just need a mat. And it looks like you do 7 minutes of cycling, 15 minutes core, 7 more minutes of cycling, which doesn't seem like that many minutes of cycling, but I figured that this was a good thing that I could do and still be kind to my knee because I wouldn't be using a lot of it, unlike some other boot camps where they have like lower body or body weight or stuff like that. Like this probably wouldn't be great for my knee right now. I don't know, something different, give it a shot. And then I may do even like a cool down ride. Bike boot camp is complete. It was good. It was not as challenging as I think I would have liked. I think I need to do a 45-minute boot camp. Overall, it was a great workout. I liked it. It was fun to do something a little bit different because truthfully, I had only done like an arm strengthening thing, some post-ride stretches, and then just true cycling with the Peloton. So it was cool to just see somebody teach something other than just cycling. So now I got ready. I'm getting ready to film, but I may eat some lunch first so that I don't have to blow dry my hair all the way. I blew dried a little bit just to like get it going. And then I need to curl it. So I don't want to have like double hot tools on it because it's been really healthy lately. So let's eat some lunch. Nash, what do you think? He was so good, by the way. He stayed in the room almost the entire time of the class. He had to get taken out for the last 7 minutes. But other than that, he was a very good boy. I'm gonna get it. This is what happens when you stop playing with Nash. He just sits down, looks like a good boy, and then gets it. Go get it. Good maneuver. Crazy boy, calm down. Now we're just hanging out. Oh, he's going way down. That's probably a good idea after all that running. I was just getting on here, so this is actually good timing of Nash because I have another present to wrap. This time I cannot show you what it is because, again, this is the one for Ashley and Jordan that we got. And I know that they've been keeping up with these, so I don't want to ruin it for them because they should be home within the next couple of days, I'm pretty sure. There's still one more thing on the way, and I'm just crossing my fingers that it comes in time because I don't want to keep you hanging. Maybe we'll see if they want to be on the vlog and I can film them opening the gift so that you can see what they got. Wrapping that present just a second ago reminded me of a conversation I had with my mom earlier today. And she was just like, I can't believe you don't remember like the first 10 years of your life when we used to sit down and make gift tags for presents. And I do have some like faint memories of that, but it kind of called into question memories in general. And it's so strange how I can have very specific memories from like when I was 5, but for these long stretches of time or like traditions and stuff from when I was younger, you just don't remember. Not that they weren't good memories at the time or good experiences. It's just, it's interesting like what your mind chooses to stand out. Sorry, I got kind of cut off there because Nash was going nuts over somebody just walking outside of our house. But it calls into question our memories and like the timing of our memories. And I think that that is so strange. I think that Malcolm Gladwell actually did a really interesting podcast that we listened to this summer on memories. So I'll be sure to link that for you down below. But this kind of made me think of that because it's like I was definitely there living those experiences. And it's so strange that I have like very faint memories of them. But for my mom, because she was older, they really stick out. And it's just so weird how age and memory kind of like move and change and correlate. Like you remember so much more, I feel like, when you're older than when you're younger. But anyway, so in my mom's honor, I am sitting down to print out gift tags, hoping it'll spark some of those memories from childhood. Wow. I feel like I've been kind of MIA all night because our friend, I already have my retainer in, hang on. Our friends Emmett and Kessler came over and we exchanged our gifts and just kind of hung out for a little while, caught up on some college football, or at least the boys did, and then we watched a Bucket List Family episode, just kind of hung out, enjoyed each other's company, had excellent dinner from this restaurant that we love called Monkey King Noodle Company. Whew, just good like winter food. So it's already 11, which is late for me. So I'm about to get ready for bed and turn in for the night, and we will see you again on days 13 and 14.